Hello, my family. I know I missed a video yesterday. I do have a really good reason, and I cannot wait to tell you. I have a lot to share with you and some of the amazing finds that you would never believe. So I can't wait to get back with you because I got so much I want to share. Hello, my family. Okay, so currently you're going to find me drinking some tea. No, this is not Coffee Tea Wednesday. I know, I get it. But y'all, I'm cutting back on those sugar-free drinks, soft drinks. So I'm actually drinking a sugar-free chai pumpkin spice tea. And it tastes pretty good. So I'd rather have this right now than a Coke. Occasionally, I don't deprive myself, and I done told y'all I don't deprive myself in this lifestyle. But I started getting off track, and I started asking, and I had to go into prayer yesterday, I'll be honest. I had to ask where am I supposed to be here? Because I was messing things all up. I was slowly getting back into the swing of things of days of old, thinking, well, I'm doing this better, and I'm eating that healthier, and I was fooling myself, y'all. My highest weight, I reached 193, and I had to put the kibosh brakes on it. Now, I'll tell you what also helped me come to this decision. Currently, a lot of you know that my husband went and had found a different job. He left his old job of 5 years, and he switched to something better. And in the process now, we've been in limbo of time spacing for insurance and health insurance. So his insurance doesn't kick in until next week. But in the meantime, we both had a doctor's appointment at the same day. We had to cancel it. So nonchalantly, we got my husband in the day after his insurance kicks in. And so I was getting ready to make my appointment, and man, oh man, y'all, I'm going to tell you, I asked them to please reinstate my medication for the next 3 months. Yes, 3 months. I cannot see my doctor until December 26th. That said a lot to me. Number one, yes, she may be a popular person, but we live in a small town. If a doctor is that booked up for 3 months, that a patient like me who sees her every 6 months, and the only reason for that is it's a follow-up checkup every 6 months. Unfortunately, I have to do that because I'm a cancer survivor. So I do follow-ups with her every 6 months, and I cannot see my doctor. And so I worried about the caseload. It got bigger. Much bigger, and it gave me reality, along with a few other things in my life that came up very recently. I had a reality check, and that check was I need to start making sure that I value this body that God gave me, that I take care of it and what He entrusted me, because I have a lot of friends and family right here, and you all need me as much as I need you. And I believe that God has led me here, although I did question it. And I don't want to hear, yeah, God does, you're not supposed to question it. I do sometimes, y'all. I'm human. So I do. And I ask God, where am I supposed to be? Is this my destiny? Is this where I'm supposed to be? He doesn't always answer me right away, but this time He did. And He did in an amazing way. Yesterday morning, I started changing the way I was eating and being more mindful into the Mediterranean. I started studying very deeply yesterday. And yesterday morning I woke up and I went from 193 to 190, and I thought, well, this is cool. And so I thought, okay, well, maybe this is just a thing. I'm going to wake up the next day and I'm going to be back up and down this scale. But I was not. I was at 189 this morning, and I thought, okay, I get it. Now, I will tell you, I am mixing somewhat. Y'all, I am not doing a whole lot of this low carb. I'm not actually counting my carbs, but I'm balancing my carbs. And I'm using my battles wisely. For instance, if I know I am going to have a pita bread with, which I'm going to be doing a recipe with you today too, and it's actually a Mediterranean salsa. The star of this salsa, though, is pomegranate seeds and tomatoes. It's an interesting thing. But you dip it with pita chips. So if I'm going to do a pita chip, I am going to add how many carbs am I using, because I want to balance that with my meal. So there are certain carbs, like the bread source carbs. Now those are the ones that go quicker to your blood sugar, unless it's fresh milled, and then it slows down just a bit, but it can still spike some. So I choose the amount of that wisely, and I will make sure, like I said, I don't count my carbs, but I'm just going to make sure that I'm not eating an excessive amount, such as, here's what I was doing. Okay, so I would grab a couple potatoes thinking I can make homemade potato chips, they're healthier. Yes, they absolutely are, but not the way I was doing it. I was literally getting to the point, I was sitting there thinking, Lord have mercy, these things are taking forever. But once I got them done and they tasted good, I sat and I did the worst thing I could ever do. Sat in front of the TV with that bowl and just kept eating. And I can imagine the carbs after that. It was just stupid things like this I was doing. And I was eating a healthier snack, which was low-fat salsa, homemade salsa with tortilla chips. But you eat so much of that, and what do you expect? You're going to get inflammation. You're going to gain that weight, because now your body is retaining all of this fluid, and it's been a mess. So I had to put the brakes on. I had to step away for a minute. I had to ask where I'm supposed to be. And then I asked the main thing, Lord, lead me and guide me, because evidently I don't know what I'm doing. And then I asked him, is this what I'm supposed to do? Let me show you my answer. It's amazing. When you ask, you shall receive. And I absolutely did. So I've had a back order. Basically, I did a pre-order on 2 amazing cookbooks I told you all. Now, you all know that I have the Mediterranean dish, the very first cookbook from Susie. And let me show this to you. These are very much authentic Mediterranean cookbooks. And this was her first one. And I've shared many recipes out of this with you. Well, today, y'all, I have pre-ordered, and her second one came in today. And I am so excited. I went through this book and everything looks absolutely delicious. So I'm excited to start working with this one. Also next week, I not only pre-ordered this one, but I pre-ordered an Italian cookbook from an authentic Italian from Dassa, Italy. And I cannot wait for that book to come in too. So there's that. And I thought, okay, Lord, well, there was my first sign. But if that wasn't enough, God likes to show me, because he knows me. If that's not enough, my child, let me show you some more. So let me show you what he showed me. So I went and did some clean out for me. Me and hubby are doing 2 different things now. It is definitely a his and her lifestyle. And so I went and got some new things for me. And as I was going through the store, I happened to notice one, I never really look at it. There's this little cabinet thing at our store, and it's usually the discount section. For some reason, my eye caught that one for the first time, and I don't know how long. And I stopped my buggy and start filling. Y'all, don't think God don't talk to you. Okay, so what more can you ask if you're living a Mediterranean lifestyle, if you're asking if this is where you're supposed to be, and then you see lemon pepper pink salmon. at $1 a pack. Yeah, these would make great lunches. $1 a pack. But then the Lord tells me if that's not enough, how about some infusions, lemon and thyme tuna? $1 a pack. Y'all. $1 a pack. I tried this yesterday. It tastes amazing. But if that wasn't enough, you know, when I make my homemade marinara, I sometimes like to add anchovies. Anchovies can also be used in making homemade eggless, basically, Caesar salad dressing. But at 25 cents a can, y'all, seriously, this is 25 cents a can of anchovies that I am set for an entire year. Seriously, this is used a lot in the Mediterranean lifestyle. And I'm like, okay, Lord, I think I'm getting the message. Well, he wanted to do it one more. Because today I went back because it was something I forgot. And I checked that shelf again. I picked up a few more salmon, but then there was another shocker. The perfect snack anybody in the Mediterranean can have. And not only that, great toppers. These are also used in salads. They're used in many other dishes. What did I get? Unsalted sunflower seeds for $1. This is an 8 or 11 ounce container, y'all. I went and got 2 of these for $1. We have pepitas, roasted and salted, which is another form of pumpkin seeds, but they're more like the squash version. $2.50 for 11 ounce containers. I got 2 of those. And one of the most expensive ones of all, pecan halves. And these are raw, so I'd have to cook these or toast these, and they're 8 ounces for $4.50. Y'all, by the time I left that store, I basically told the Lord, you don't have to show me no more. You just showed me everything I need to know. I was confident. I am very confident coming on here with you tonight. And y'all, this is where I'm supposed to be. Now, to give you an example of what this was, this is also devastating to me because these are going in the reduced sections to get rid of them, which means they're no longer going to be on the shelf. So I'm going to have to look probably a lot more at Aldi's for a lot of things. The price for the pepitas was $6.12, dropped down to $2.50. That's crazy. Okay, so the sunflower seeds, 11 ounce for unsalted sunflower seeds was $3.52, and I got them for $1. And then the pecans, the raw pecans, I bought them for $4.50, but they were originally $6.12. That's a major price dropping. And if that wasn't enough of a sign for me, I don't know what else it's going to take, because I really don't want to get hit with a boulder upside my head. And then my weight. My weight proved that was the cherry on the cake. So, y'all, I have all my signs, so this is where we're going to be. This is the Mediterranean homestead. We are going to incorporate some low carb because I have a diabetic husband. Plus, I at one time was also pre-diabetic. So, with that all being said, tonight, I am going to make a recipe out of Susie's new book, The Mediterranean Simply Dinner Cookbook. And we are going to make a pomegranate tomato salsa that I'm going to be able to dip with pita. My pita chips are going to be sauteed in a garlic butter mix or ghee, actually with olive oil. And I'm probably going to put them in the oven to bake them, just to make them a little crisp. That is going to be my chip. One of these. Now this, I'm cheating. I normally do not do this, but I did not have time to make, because I'm totally out. I have to start getting my butt in gear, start milling some more flour, because I am totally out of all my bread sources. Pita is one of them. So I broke down. That makes me sick. I broke down and bought a pita, and one pita or for a half a pita is 18 grams of carbs. Now mine, I would have actually got way more fiber out of it if I did my own. So I'm kind of kicking myself in the tail. However, I am going to go ahead and use this for salsa tonight because I am making a salmon dinner for me. I'm also going to teach you, because we have been working on the holidays coming up. I had given you 2 Mediterranean side dishes. Tonight is going to be a dessert. Now this dessert tonight is very simple. It is not low fat though, I will tell you that right off the bat. However, it is sugar free. We are going to be using Swerve confectioner sugar. If you do not have that, you can actually take granulated sugar, run it through a coffee grinder, and make your own powdered sugar. However, if you are one who does not worry about sugar sources at all, you can take and use regular powdered sugar for you. What I am going to make, which is a delight, y'all, me and my husband both ate this and it was heaven in a bowl, is we are going to make some pumpkin mousse. It is, oh Lord. And I could see when I start making this, because this takes no more than 10 to 15 minutes to make. That is it. You can immediately put it in a bowl and go eat your dessert. There is no even wait time to put it in the fridge. So I can see many of you, after watching this video, you run into your refrigerators to see if you're going to have the ingredients. You're going to whip this up, and I can hear you now. Oh my God. It took care of my sweet craving in a healthier way, a lot less sugar, and it was a lot better on my weight and my waist. So I'm going to share that recipe with you as well. I cannot wait to do this. I have other recipes where we can make pumpkin pie even with the diabetic, but I can make a cheesecake pumpkin pie with a pecan. Hence the reason, y'all, I bought the pecans, because instead of a crust, I am going to be making a crust out of pecans for my husband. So, and the cheesecake is sugar free. So I have got a lot I'm going to show you, a lot we're going to incorporate. And you know, this book, oh Lord have mercy, all my new books that I have, I cannot wait to dig in, because we are going to work together. So with this, y'all, let's hit the kitchen, because we got a lot to share. All right, y'all, let's get started making some pumpkin mousse. This is so good. You're going to need 1 8-ounce package of cream cheese. Whatever you can get, it doesn't matter. I'm using the Walmart inexpensive cream cheese, just 8 ounces. Yes, it is not low fat. You can go low fat if you want to, though. There's nothing in the rule book says you can't. So you can choose to do that if you'd like to. I'm just going to turn around and not. I'm going to just keep what I have, full flavored stuff. I don't like a lot of the low-fat products because they fall in the category sometimes of processed foods. Of course, we can't get rid of all the processed foods, and I'm very much aware of that. So, but I try to stick with much possibly I can. Now, from there, I need 1 cup of pure pumpkin, not pumpkin pie filling, y'all. If you're going to use the can, you're wanting to use the 100% pumpkin. If you are doing that, I did not take any out of the freezer. So if you're wanting to do that, you can use the pumpkin puree that is made from the homemade pumpkins. So I need 1 cup of this. I'm going to go ahead and put this together. Need a spatula. It's getting a little dark here because, well, we have another hurricane coming. We're not going to get hit with this, just so y'all know. It's going to be on the other side of us, toward Alabama and Tennessee and all them this time instead of us. And I do pray for those folks, but we may just get remnants of rain from it, and that's about it. Alright, so I knew I was going to need a little bit more, that this would not have been enough. So I did open up some more, which is okay because I can make some pumpkin other desserts with it afterwards. So I'm just going to go ahead and finish filling up my 1 cup. Make sure I get that 1 cup. Then what's left I just stick in the fridge. Okay, so there we go. We have 1 cup of 100% pure pumpkin, y'all. I want to get all that yumminess out of here. And I'm going to just put it this way. When I made this the other night, hubby was so excited. He just looked at me and went, yum, yum. So it told me to make some more of this because we're actually out. And I'm going to put that away and it's going to go in the fridge. I need a 1/2 cup of confectioner's sugar. Now I am using Swerve right here. And so I need a 1/2 cup of this. If you are not worried, again, if you are not like us who are watching back on your sugar, you can use any kind of confectioner's sugar for this, because this recipe is going to go both ways for everybody. So I need about 1/2 cup of this. All right, there's my 1/2 cup. This stuff here is expensive, y'all. I think it was much cheaper just to turn around and get granulated sugar and break it down than it was to buy this stuff. Whew. I need a teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice. And a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Let's see here, right here. Now I'm using homemade, just so you know. Now technically I did kind of just mess up right now. I was supposed to actually cream the cream cheese and the pumpkin together. However, I'm just going to go ahead and add this together and hold off on the heavy whipping cream, because that is going to be the next one that will bulk it up and make it your fluff. That's where your mousse is going to come from. So we're just going to take an ordinary mixer. I'm going to remove my spoon. And we're just going to mix this up until smooth. Once I get it smooth consistency, I will be back and show you what this looks like. Alright, y'all. So here is our pumpkin. And this is our mix. Now we're going to add 3/4 of a cup of heavy whipping cream. This is where it's going to be that whipped bulk. I'm going to take 3/4 cup. I knew it. Yes, this was going to make it. Yay! I'm just going to go ahead and add this here. I'm going to start out on low, and then I'm going to bring this up to the highest point, because I just want to whip this. You don't want to whip it too much, because then you'll end up breaking it. You just want to make a nice fluffy consistency. So keep an eye on this. It's going to be really important. Now I'm going to go ahead and do this, and I'll be right back and show you what it's supposed to look like. Alright, y'all, so this is what it's supposed to look like. It's thick, it's fluffy, and this bad boy is ready for dessert. That's it. This is your mousse, and it's sugar-free. Alright, y'all, I'm going to put this through the test. I already know I kind of cheated, but I'm going to do this anyways with you, because I just wanted you to see how thick that is. It just sits there. That's a perfect mousse. Okay, my family. So, in case you are wondering, that dessert also fell under the keto section, or low carb. Now, if you're going to add regular sugar to that, you just knock that section right out in the ballpark. So that will not cover low carb or keto under that condition. So, but for me, even though I'm Mediterranean, I still want to stay pretty much sugar-free as much as possible, because I do not want to step back into that pre-diabetic stage. So I chose to take the low carb version of it. So either way it goes, it's delicious, it's amazing, it will satisfy a sweet tooth in a heartbeat. Now next we are going to work with these. We know that salsa is an amazing type of food. It is also low fat. But we're going to try it the Mediterranean way. I've never done this. I just got Susie's book today. It snapped and saw, more or less, I looked at it and it just enlightened my eyes. So I want to try it. That's what we're going to do. So let me get everything prepped, and we're going to make the Mediterranean salsa. Okay, y'all. So we are going to start with executive chef, a friend of mine, always taught me two things were key in cooking: mise en place, which means preparation for everything, and taste everything. So I'm trying to keep that order. So we are going to start out with 1 cup of quartered tomatoes. Now I did mine a little bit finer. I diced mine up a little bit. And I need 1/2 cup of fresh pomegranate seeds, which mine were frozen. So I'm using frozen fresh pomegranate seeds. I have, it's called for 1 to 2 medium shallots. I'm actually using a Spanish white onion because I didn't have any shallots. So I have about a couple tablespoons of that. The next thing, and that was minced. We are going to use a minced jalapeno. This is optional if you want to. I'm only using half, and I pulled out the seeds, and I also pulled out the ribs so it's not too spicy. I'm using a 1/2 or a medium clove of garlic minced, and I need to find my garlic crush. I just had it here. I did. Okay, be right back. Dang. Y'all, I was doing good. So now I'm going to mince my garlic, and I have 1 medium-sized garlic that I'm adding to this. Alright, now the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to add 1/2 cup of chopped fresh parsley. Now I've been chopping my parsley and putting it in a jar. Do you see how this looks? This has been in there about a week, y'all, and this comes out, I mean, absolutely amazing. So I have some more parsley in a bigger jar from Azure Standard. I'm actually going to fill this up and put this in the fridge because this worked out better than even on my counter. And we are going to start cooling off now. We had our last bit of heat because of the hurricane coming through. So we are now starting to cool off. So I am looking forward to this. Okay. Go ahead and finish this. Go ahead and finish this up and get the rest of my 1/2 cup, and we'll be right back. Okay, gotta ask you, how many of you paused this video and ran to your kitchen to make up that pumpkin mousse before you came back here for the rest of this? Let me know in the comments below. Okay, so now we have our 1/2 cup of parsley. Going to add kosher salt, just enough for tasting. So I'm going to add about a pinch in this because this is not a very big batch. And some pepper. We'll taste this later and see if we need to add some more. I need 1 teaspoon of sumac. Now sumac is that Mediterranean spice that brings out a little bit of the sourness. In a way, it kind of balances things. So I need 1 teaspoon of this. And then about a 1/4 cup of fresh lemons, about the size of 1 large lemon. I'm going to take my lemon and roll it. When I roll this, it just helps release the oil, or not the oils, but the juice inside of it, and makes it easier for when I squeeze it out. Now I am going to save the peels on these and not get rid of this. So I'm just going to take this entire lemon and squeeze it inside of our mix. Oh, it smells so fresh and good in here. This is one reason I love the Mediterranean. Okay. Now I'm going to add, it says 1/2 cup of fresh, and that is packed fresh mint. However, y'all, I don't have it anymore because the heat took mine out. Thank God I did dehydrate it. So I am just going to add a couple tablespoons of mint. If I need more based by tasting, I will add more. I wished this could have been fresh because it would have probably been really, really good. But it's still fresh but dried form. I'm just going to go ahead and mince some of this in here. About it maybe 1/8 of a cup or so, because the dried is more enhanced flavoring. Alright, we'll come back for flavoring in this. So if you have fresh, it's better, but if you don't, you can use dried. And now I'm going to need about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Now I'm just going to drizzle that over the top of this. Now, at this point, we're just going to mix this up really well. And I need my spatula. You see how pretty this is, y'all? Now this makes an amazing topping on top of halibut or fish as well. So, see how pretty this is? This is a Mediterranean salsa, and I cannot wait to try this. Now, the last component, which is also another optional component, is toasted pine nuts. I am going to use these toasted pine nuts. These are organic that I picked up from Azure, which I will definitely be ordering some more. And I'm going to mix this all together, and we're going to give this a try. This is the one I am going to be making my pitas for, so this will be my snack. Okay, y'all, so let's give this a try and see what this tastes like. Okay, my evaluation. The pomegranate seeds next to those tomatoes is a balance between that sweet and sour, mixed with that sumac, and somehow the blending of all these ingredients from the onion, the garlic, you would think if you tasted it that there was cumin in here, and there's not. It definitely has that effect for a salsa, but it's not actually your typical Mexican salsa. It is a lot lighter in spice than your typical salsa. But this is more refreshing. This is more, your palate feels like it's in a fresh land of vegetables. Now, salsa can be a bit, I don't know, it's good. It is really good, but there's a difference. We've got some crunch next to the sauce. The salsa has a soft texture to it, and our crunch comes from the chips. But with this one, because it is fresh, that crunchiness comes within our salsa. This would make excellent topping for any fish, like it's suggested. It would also make an amazing topping for a fish taco. So I have so much experimenting to do with this, and this makes an absolute fantastic way to snack as well, honestly, in my opinion. So I am excited about this. I want to dig in it so bad right now, but I can't. So I want to finish this video first. Y'all, I'm going to encourage you to try both of these recipes. And I know some of you have gotten up off of the couch and you wait in that refrigerator. You did the same thing I did. I know you did. And if not, you're waiting till after this video. However, I will be putting the recipes in the description box below for you in a heartbeat. Y'all, this is so worth it. I look forward to giving you many, many more authentic Mediterranean food. Susie's new book is amazing. If you're able to get this, I would encourage you to go ahead and add this one to your collection if you've already got her first one. It may take you some time because it just came out, y'all. So, yeah, there's a backlog. Many of us, like me, we pre-ordered. So those are going to go first. Just to let you know, so there may be some wait time on these cookbooks. But in the meantime, I'm going to share what I can with you. And I am going to be sharing some low carb recipes as well, because it's going to fit in our lifestyle in both this Mediterranean and low carb. For hubby, more low carb for him than me. So, y'all, I hope you enjoyed this segment of our video this week. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow night. So, until next time, much love. Mwah! For Parton's Heritage